Hi, I'm Annie Lichny, and I'd like to thank you for joining me with some meditation and mindfulness practices today. We're going to do things a little bit differently. I'm going to take you through a very extended and nourishing body scan. And we can do this either sitting up in a chair or you can lay down. And I encourage you to lay down in the evening or during the day, whenever you have time and you want to fit in one of these types of body scans into the day, I encourage you to lay down. And I'm just going to show you before we start how I'd like you to lay down if this is comfortable for you. We're going to take your knees and have them up like this, and you're going to spread your feet out a little bit so you have a triangle going between your feet on the floor and where your knees are touching together here like this, if this is comfortable for you. And your hands are going to be placed below your belly button on either side, just resting on your elbows with your hands resting on your lower belly down near your pelvis. And you can use a pillow for your head if that's comfortable. You can even use a blanket or some kind of wrap over top if that's something that's, gives you soothe and comfort, because that's what a body scan is all about. So we can use this posture if we're laying down. We can do it while we go to sleep. It's wonderful for getting a deep sleep. So this is the laying down posture. And I just wanted to show this to you before we get started. I'm going to do it in a seated posture, and you can too if you'd prefer that. I would also recognize as we get started here that you can fall asleep pretty easily doing a body scan, and that's okay. There's no problem with that. When we lay down, it can encourage sleep. So just go with whatever happens. And these body scans are wonderfully effective. And the reason is the body scan is away from taking us feeling very rigid and tense and solid and dense. Sometimes it feels like I'm just made of cement. I'm just very dense and stressed. And we start to release and shed some of that tension. And doing it in a lying down posture with our knees up is a wonderful way to help really soften and release if laying down is comfortable for you. So we'll get started in a seated posture like we usually do. And I'm going to ask you to close down your sense of sight as we get started here. Just feeling your body, either laying down or seated here. Releasing just as we get started, releasing and letting energy kind of flow down, using this force of gravity to help any tension just release now on its own. And we can feel kind of this pull of gravity down toward the earth in any position we're in, and just start to be here now. We have our hands on our legs or resting on our stomach. We start to tune in to the sensations of the body. And when we tune in to the body, it just naturally slows down that compulsive overthinking that goes on in the mind. We can't be doing those two things at the same time as easily. So we can use our mind's ability to focus and really bring it into the body here as we get started. And we're starting to get underneath the thinking and moving into feeling the sensations. So we'll start to feel the sensations through the soles of our feet. We can start to feel as if we're deeply within the foot, in the bones, in the tissue, in the joints, feeling through the toes. Actually, that our felt sense is that we're deeply within the foot, deeply within the toes. So we can heighten our sense of awareness, our ability to focus. And our awareness is on the feelings, the vibrations, the sensations, the movements that we can feel within the foot, feeling the soles of our feet on the earth, or perhaps touching somewhere along our body if you're seated cross-legged. You can feel the bones, the blood, the pulsing. And on the in-breath, just really heighten that sense of focus within the foot. And on the exhale, feel as if we could melt away the tension. And we can feel this melting as it gets pulled and hugged away by gravity. And this energy of tension moves down and away from us into the earth below. Just feel this pulling down of tension and out of the body. And if we get lost in thought, that's okay. That the thinking mind, that's the job of the thinking mind. But we can kind of just put this to the background a little bit. We're not pushing it away, but we're not paying attention to it either. We can bring our attention right to deeply within the whole foot, and then scanning up through the lower leg to the knee, feeling the aliveness in the bones, in the blood flow, maybe feeling kind of that pulsing thump of the blood flow, feeling the soft tissue, the fascia. So we're really feeling deeply within, all the way up to our knees, really heightening our ability to focus on the feelings within the body. And then we can focus on our breath here, on the in-breath, really feeling the in-breath coming into the lower legs, this sense of aliveness, this energy that we can feel up to the knees. Really feel it on the in-breath, and then release and let go of any tension, any tightness that's willing to let go. Feeling that gravity is our friend here, our resource, our sense of stability. Gravity really helps stabilize us, ground us, letting us know everything is okay, right here, right now, in this moment. Letting go on the exhale, and then coming into the thighs, feeling the backs of the thighs, the muscles, the bones, the very large, supportive bones deeply within the thigh. Feeling the nerves, the nervous system, the soft tissue. Just feeling, getting more familiar with the felt sense within, deeply within us as we scan through the body. We may also notice that there's tension or tightness, perhaps in joints, in the knees, in different parts of the body. And can we just make a little bit of space if we feel any extra tension or tightness or discomfort within these joints? Just make space around the discomfort, allowing it to be there, feeling it just like we feel everything else within that body part, within our thighs. Breathing in, feeling what's here, feeling this aliveness, and then inviting a softening and a letting go. Releasing on the exhale. Allowing anything to melt away, any tension. We could come into our pelvis and feel the weight of our lower part of our torso here against cushion or the blanket that we're on. Just feeling that contact. Feeling through the pelvis, the groin, sit bones, the lower back, and feeling through the lower belly. We hold a lot of tension and tightness, emotional tension through our thoughts, our worries. It gets stored within the body. Emotional tension. It fills in different pockets throughout the body. We might feel it through our pelvis, through our lower belly, our lower back. We might feel discomfort and aches and pains. And this technique of really feeling it, breathing in, using the breath, using our focus, really coming into these sensations, making a little bit of openness and space around anything that might be uncomfortable, allowing it to be there without judging it, just feeling within this lower part of our torso. Really fine-tune the focus here. And then melting away, just melting away, feeling this gravitational pull, releasing any tightness, any tension down below us, underneath us. Releasing anything within the body that's willing to just soften. Soften, making a little bit of space. There's a saying, when we feel it, when we really feel it, not what we're thinking about it, but when we really feel it, that's when we can really start to heal it. Heal the tightness, heal the tension. Release it and let it go. Making a little bit of space so we don't feel quite so tight and rigid, and carry that through our day. Breathing into the belly, the mid-back, through the rib cage. We might feel sometimes, again, when we are caught in some of our compulsive thinking, and a lot of times it's very unconscious. It's unconscious thoughts, but we hold them and store them in the body. It might feel sometimes like we're caged in our middle section. I know sometimes if I'm feeling a lot of pressure or stress, it feels like there's a bit of a cage around my actual rib cage, some pressure and tightness and a sense of density, or in the back. We can start to heal ourselves when we feel what's happening deeply within us. Feeling through the organs, the intestines, feeling this sense of aliveness of everything that's allowing us to have this life. Through the liver, the kidneys, the lungs, the heart, all of the organs. Breathing in, really feeling deeply within this middle part of our torso, from the mid-back to the rib cage and everything within. And then invite a releasing and a letting go on the exhale. And the exhale could feel like this melting away, just melting down, 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 and away any sense of tightness or tension. We're releasing any sense of discomfort. Coming softer, more open, with a little bit more space, a little less rigid. We could come up through heart area, the upper heart area, upper chest area, and through the shoulder blades, in the back, along our back line, along the spine. Just again, get a sense of what's here, what's happening within you. How am I feeling right now? You could ask. How am I doing in this part of my body? Our chest area and along our back, our shoulder blades, that whole area, it's especially emotional. We hold a lot of emotional tension here. And it can cause different sensations to rattle around within us that might feel uncomfortable. It might feel like density and pressure, or a sense of caging and holding. So we could just start to notice, where do we hold on to our worries within us? Feeling in the chest area, breathing in, really feeling what's here. And just melt and dissolve, as if it's just melting any sense of the tension and tightness that can release. We can just dissolve it away. It can go underneath, down, back into the ground. Having us feel a little more supple, a little more soft. Feeling through the shoulders, our sense of security we hold within our shoulders. If we feel unsure about something, unsafe about something, we tense up a lot through our shoulders. Feeling through our arms, down to our palms and our hands. We engage so much in the external world all around us through our arms, our hands, our fingers. We could start to feel this sense of aliveness that we have within them, but also this sense of rigidity, discomfort. Notice if you're feeling any tightness or tension through your shoulders down to your fingers. Breathing in, just really, again, attuning our focus to what we're noticing within our arms. Feeling what's here, allowing it to be here. And then on the exhale, releasing, melting away any tension and tightness that's willing to release and let go. We could come up into our throat. Our throat is another place where commonly it feels raw, raspy, like a knot is in there, a tight ball of knotted string. And yet at the same time, there's open space here in the throat. These two things are simultaneously happening, just like throughout the rest of our body. We do have this sense of open space and aliveness and a tingling vibrational quality. And yet we also notice and become more attuned to where we hold on to stress through tension. Breathing in, feeling into the throat, noticing if you sense this hot, cold rawness, this tightness, and can we start to unravel the knot, loosen it up, release it on the exhale. and allow gravity to just help pull away this energy that's not serving us anymore. It's actually restricting us. Energy takes so much. This tension energy takes so much from us, from our ability to function our best every day. When we're tense and tight and holding on, that takes energy to hold on to that tension. We can start to release it and let it go. Feeling this melting just going down into the earth of any of this tension and tightness throughout our whole body from our neck down. And then we could come up into the face, into the forehead, and just maybe a few inches into the skull from the forehead. And the eyes, all around the eyes and the muscles. And then the back of the eyes, deeply within the head. The jaw, noticing that we hold on to a lot of tension within the jaw and the tongue. We could move our jaw a little bit and recognize we could release some tension and some tightness within the jaw. Feeling the whole face, the whole facial structure, and then deeply within the head, behind the facial structure. Could we breathe in and really focus here? Bring kindness to ourselves and care, and invite a releasing and a letting go of tightness and tension and holding, perhaps source of headaches and all of the stress that's going on within the head through the thinking. Releasing it, allowing it to just melt away and just soften even a little bit. Soften, open, make a little bit of space through our face. We could breathe into the whole body, filling everything up deeply within, starting with the feet, moving all the way up till we get to the top of the head, filling everything up, filling up with a sense of space and openness and softness and care and kindness toward ourselves. That we can help ourselves. We can offer, through our focus and our willingness to help ourselves, we can offer ways to feel more balanced, grounded, stable, open, and okay by releasing tension. So we can exhale, one final exhale, melting away any little bit of tension that's willing to let go and release and soften. When we can bring a little more space and openness into this field of the body that maybe we feel right now, it feels a little bit more like we've come home. Come home to ourself, come home to a sense of caring we can offer to ourself. And when we have caring for ourself in this way, we have so much more to offer everything else. I want to thank you for your time in going through this body scan. This is a wonderful way to reduce any tension, any physical pain, help you to get better sleep night after night. And anytime things just feel really hard, you can rely on this wonderful body scan to bring you back to peace, calm, stability, groundedness. Thank you so much.